The Lie Behind the Smile. Elena's story of graceful survival. Elena Monroe had always believed that loyalty was a virtue, perhaps even a sacred vow. Raised on the values of trust, dignity, and faith, she carried those ideals into her marriage to Damian Walker. To the outside world, their union was the epitome of devotion. Damian, with his easy charm and polished manners, was the kind of man who seemed born to be a husband. He never missed Sunday service, brought her coffee every morning just the way she liked it. 2 sugars, no cream, and always ended the day with a soft kiss on her forehead. Their home in Charlotte was warm and filled with laughter. Their friends often envied their dynamic, calling them relationship goals, without a hint of sarcasm. But if Damian was the love of Elena's life, then Simone Bailey was the sister her soul had chosen. Simone and Elena had been inseparable since kindergarten, sharing scraped knees, awkward school dances, whispered secrets under covers, and dreams about the lives they would build. When Elena got married, Simone stood beside her in a pale lilac dress, crying harder than anyone else. She had cheered Elena through every triumph and mourned every loss. Elena never questioned Simone's loyalty. They were sisters in every way except blood. So when Damian told Elena he had to fly out for a work trip to Denver, she didn't blink. She ironed his shirts, packed his favorite cologne, and made him banana pancakes the morning of his departure. At the airport, they shared a heartfelt goodbye. Damian squeezed her hand, told her he'd be back before she missed him too much, and disappeared beyond security. Elena's heart ached in his absence, but Simone filled the space with ease. She came over in the evenings, bringing wine, comfort, and familiar laughter. They watched movies until they fell asleep on the couch, just like they used to when they were teenagers. Their time together felt easy, like slipping into a favorite sweater. But everything changed 1 week later. Simone had come by after work, her smile as radiant as ever. They were planning a beach weekend when Simone suddenly began rummaging through her oversized tote for her car keys. Elena offered to help and reached into the bag, and that's when her hand brushed against something that didn't belong. Damian's black Amex card. And next to it a hotel key card. The hotel logo wasn't from Denver. It was from Atlanta. Time froze. Elena stared at the card for a full breath before quietly placing it back into the purse. Her heart thudded against her ribs. She stood slowly, excused herself to the bathroom, and locked the door behind her. There, gripping the sink, she fought back tears. Her reflection in the mirror looked foreign, eyes wide with disbelief, lips quivering, faith cracking like old glass. Her marriage, her best friend, both lying to her in tandem. But when she returned, Simone was still talking, still laughing, unaware that the ground beneath them had shifted forever. 2 days later, Simone claimed she had to leave town, an emergency surgery involving her sister in Texas. But Elena wasn't buying it. The fresh manicure Simone got the day before, the designer bag she casually carried, the rehearsed tone of her voice, it all rang false. That night, Elena replayed every late-night wine session, every joke they'd shared, and every warm memory now tainted by betrayal. It all felt like a staged performance. Unable to rest, she logged into her shared financial account with Damian. And the truth hit like a bullet. There it was, clear as day. A round-trip ticket booked for Simone to Atlanta, charged to Damian's card. Luxury hotel suite, room service, daily breakfast. It was undeniable. The man she kissed goodbye had taken her best friend on a romantic getaway. Not just betrayal. Asterisk orchestration star. Her hands shook so violently she nearly spilled her tea. She wanted to scream, to cry, to disappear. But something deeper, steadier took root inside her. Calm resolve. She wouldn't react in rage. She remembered what her grandmother used to say. Sometimes, dignity is the only armor you've got. And so Elena didn't lash out. She strategized. She reached out to Damian's business partner, Jonathan Reynolds, a man known for his integrity. Her approach was subtle but effective. Jonathan sensed something was wrong. When Elena delicately probed about Damian's meetings in Denver, Jonathan frowned. There were no meetings, no client pitches, Nothing scheduled at all. Concerned, he promised to look into it quietly. Meanwhile, Elena called Simone's sister, Mariah. When asked about the emergency, Mariah sighed bitterly. "There's no emergency, Elena. Simone told us she was finally spending the weekend with him. Said she'd waited long enough." Elena's stomach turned. "Him?" she whispered. "Damien," Mariah confirmed. "I'm so sorry, Elena. You didn't deserve this." Those words broke something and healed something all at once. She wasn't imagining things. She wasn't crazy. The betrayal was real, and now so was her plan. With Jonathan's help, Elena arranged a Zoom meeting under the guise of an urgent business review. Damien logged in from his hotel room, wearing a smug smile, until Simone wandered casually into the frame behind him. The silence was deafening. Jonathan calmly ended the call, turned to Elena, and nodded. Damien's world began to collapse. He tried to call, text, plead. But Elena was done listening. She packed her belongings, left her wedding band on the dresser, and placed her keys on the table. When Damien returned home, expecting chaos, he found only silence. Elena stood at the door, suitcase in hand, expression calm. "I'm leaving," she said softly. "You can keep the lies. I'm taking my piece." And with that she walked away. The fallout came swiftly. Word spread at Damien's office. The HR department launched an investigation. Jonathan saw to it that Damien's role was suspended indefinitely pending review. His colleagues turned cold. The trust he once commanded evaporated. Promotions were revoked. His career, once his pride, crumbled under the weight of his decisions. Simone faced her own reckoning. Mariah told the truth to their family. Simone was disinvited from holidays, blocked by cousins, and slowly erased from group chats. Her glittering social circle dissolved overnight. Her name became synonymous with betrayal. Elena, on the other hand, was reborn. She found a small apartment near uptown Charlotte, filled it with light, plants, and quiet music. She painted again, took yoga classes on Saturday mornings. She journaled late into the night, pouring her heartbreak onto pages and slowly reclaiming her joy. She joined a women's empowerment circle, speaking softly at first, then with strength. Her story resonated. She inspired. She mentored. She healed. Damien still tried to reach out. Emails, texts, voicemails soaked in regret. She read them once, deleted them all. Forgiveness, she realized, didn't mean reunion. Closure didn't need a conversation. Simone, too, wrote letters, begging for understanding, pleading to talk. Elena never responded. She owed Simone nothing. Not a word. By autumn, Elena was thriving. Her work performance soared. Her manager praised her leadership and resilience. On weekends, she visited art galleries, sipping espresso as the city she once associated with heartbreak became her canvas of healing. In quiet moments, she still missed the man she thought Damien was. But she no longer mourned the life she left behind. She'd outgrown it. One evening, as she lit candles in her new home, Mariah visited with wine and laughter. Their bond, born of shared sorrow, had become something beautiful. Elena no longer looked back in anger. She had found something rarer than revenge. Peace. Her quiet departure echoed louder than any confrontation ever could. She had chosen herself, her worth, her future. Because real loyalty, she learned, begins and ends with self-respect. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss another powerful story.